Good morning, everyone. Did you sleep well? Awesome. I see a lot of you with NeoLife tea, so that means you guys are ready to start today off with another little test. It's a little different than last time, but before I get started, have you guys heard of the condition called post-traumatic stress? Yeah. Well, how about post-traumatic growth? You heard of that? It's a new term actually being used these days, social psychologists. There was a study done recently, and it was designed to measure the effects of adversity on children at risk. And so they studied over 700 different children who grew up in some of the most adverse, terrible conditions. You can think of it, it happened to them. And what it found, I thought was pretty awesome. A full 1/3 of these children went on to live successful, healthy, and happy lives. And so they said that they beat all of the odds. They went on to just live tremendous lives. And their conclusion from this study was that the worst circumstances can actually fuel our growth and transformation. When we work hard and when we embrace the opportunities in front of us, we can change our circumstances. And so I want to give you a couple examples. And so the test today is to guess who. Okay, I'm going to take it off of my face though. So, this guy, he was given up for adoption by his parents. I already heard someone with the answer. But he dropped out of college because his parents couldn't afford it. He has the learning disability dyslexia. I heard someone guess already. So this is Steve Jobs, inventor of the iPhone, founder of Apple Computers. Okay, well, how about this one? A little tougher, I think. Okay, he was slow in learning how to talk. His parents even consulted a doctor about it, and his nickname growing up was the dopey one. He had such difficulty with language that the people around him, they feared he would never learn. Do you guys know? We have a very smart audience. Albert Einstein. Wow, I am impressed. Okay, how about this one? Now a lady. So this woman, she was born to a single mother, but raised by her grandmother. She was given up. She grew up so poor, she had to wear dresses made of potato sacks. She was molested by her cousin, her uncle, and a family friend. Got pregnant at 14, but the baby didn't survive. Oh my goodness, wow. Yes, Oprah Winfrey. I'm impressed. You're doing much better than yesterday. She's now one of the most influential women of our time and a self-made billionaire. Okay, one more. This guy, he grew up poor. He was put into a class with mentally disabled kids in the first grade. He dropped out of college after just one half of one semester. And he had a father who talked bad about him to everyone, so much so that his friends and relatives thought he was crazy. Oh, I don't hear as many guesses. Yep, Jerry Brassfield. You guys did very well. 100%. How many people got them all right? Not bad. Okay, so our challenges, they can prepare us for greatness when we take advantage of those opportunities, but in order for that to be possible, in order for us to have more, like we just saw in that video, we have to have the opportunity. And that's what NeoLife offers. It offers more of the things in life that really are meaningful, like being able to make an impact on those around you, like being able to provide for our families. But in order to have more, in order to be able to really take advantage of this, we have to believe in more, right? We have to believe it's possible for us too. And it was mentioned several times during convention yesterday, and also at our awesome President's Team Consistency Dinner. For those of you that weren't there, get there next year. It was incredible. I am always reminded why our President's Team are my superheroes when I hear them share their stories and speak. And so oftentimes, belief in ourselves is the limiting factor. I know this from experience because if I would have seen the photos I just showed before I started my promoter business and started working for NeoLife, I would have told you, yeah, sure. That's fine for them, but I am no Albert Einstein. That's not me. I didn't believe that it was possible. I knew how shy I was and how not enough I felt. But what I learned is that in the right environment, we are all capable of extraordinary things. We see it every day in this family. You are capable of extraordinary things. And without the support of this family, I would still be up here like shaking in my boots. I apologize for those of you that witnessed it in the past. I still put, like Vaseline on my teeth before I come up, just in case, because I remember before I would be so nervous smiling up here, and I'd go like this, and then my lip would get stuck up here. I can still remember the day that I told my dad, okay, I'm all in with NeoLife. I know this is what I'm meant to do. This is where I want to spend the rest of my life, serving this family. And I didn't really know what this was. I just knew what I felt in my heart. And my dad replied to me, well, sure, you're family, you're my daughter, but this is my family too, and I am not going to risk the well-being of the company and the livelihoods of all the people that depend on this just to give my daughter a job. He said, you have to prove that you have what it takes, and you need to know what it feels like to need this income too. So you're going to become a promoter, and you're going to hit world team, or else I'm not going to pay you, and you can't work here. I was so upset at him. Not as much about the pay part, but I was like, you're just setting me up to fail. Are you kidding me? Like, everyone's gonna find out that I can't do it. I am no Louis and Laverne Smith, Charlotte Shelton. Plus, paying for my kit and products was gonna cost all of the money that I'd saved. He wouldn't buy it for me. In college, I had to make my spending money. He paid for my school and my living, but I had to make spending money, so I cleaned houses and was a landscaper. And so I was not exactly rolling in the dough, but I thought, I don't have the money, I'm not a salesperson, I'm painfully shy and awkward. I mean, to the point that I don't even like celebrating my birthday. Like, I would get so mad when they'd throw me a surprise birthday party. And like Linda said yesterday, I was just most comfortable being invisible. Does anyone else feel like that or have felt like that? Yeah. I thought, this is going to be so embarrassing. And do you remember what our products used to look like? Ugly. I was like, how am I going to sell this to my friends? But my dad was very encouraging. He was like, don't worry about it. You're not going to fail. You'll figure it out. And some people, they assume I had a very supportive upline. It's not exactly the case. So JB, he has been the most incredible mentor in my corporate job. I still call him just about every day. By the way, I also consider him one of my best friends and one of my favorite people to spend time with. But building my business, it was a test. It was sink or swim. And so I remember getting my promoter kit, distributor at the time, and I studied the product catalog and then started sharing. And at first it went very well. I was like, this is easy. I talked to the guy painting my bedroom, signed him up. Talked to my parents' housekeeper, signed her up. And then I went out into the real world. And it was ugly, very ugly. I would get like sweaty and then a red face like a tomato and just be so awkward. And I heard no after no after no. Has that happened to anyone? Got a string of no's? Yeah, it doesn't feel good, does it? But I had been to NeoLife events like this, and I knew it would get better. I knew if I just talked to 2 people a day, every day, that this would be possible. And then share my story, and then follow up, and follow up again, and follow up again. When I say that, I have Josh in my head, like invite, and follow up. But I had a pretty good product story because I'm a NeoLife baby. At that point, I hadn't been sick in 9 years. And you know how in life you kind of have to adapt to certain things? Well, I figured out that if I wore yoga pants and workout clothes every day, that people would just assume that I was so sweaty and red from having just worked out, not because I was so nervous. And so I built a great customer base, and just like Emily said yesterday, putting them on auto ship was really what built that solid customer base. And I realized, though, that I'd also need to start sharing the opportunity at the same time. It's harder to do, right? It takes us a little time sometimes to get the courage to share the opportunity. But I'd say, we're expanding in this area. And I'm looking for 3 people who really have a passion for helping others, who want to earn a little extra money and learn how to be successful. Because this business will help you be more successful in every area of your life. I believe that. I did not at that time, though, have a success story, so I would use yours. I think that's one of the most powerful things we could do as a family, is when we don't have our own story to be able to identify with others' needs, we use others. Did I mention, though, that my dad also made me move to a new city? He was like, it might be cheating if you do this at home, because you know a lot of people. So that was fun. But I think that's also why I love Shake and Learns, because you can do those anywhere. I would do it everywhere and anywhere. My first one was at a furniture store. I was buying a couch, and the guy asked me, the salesman, like, what do you do? Oh, I sell vitamins. And he's like, oh, really? I'm sick. I'm sick all the time, and I'm low on energy. And I was like, I can help you. But do you mind if I come back in 20 minutes? And so I went home, I packed a duffel bag, shakes, and water, little ice, blender, and then walked into the store and kind of tiptoed with a smile into the employee lounge. And so I invited all the employees in. It's like, okay, we're having a shake party here. I got invited by your boss, don't worry. And it went really well, actually. I was surprised. One of the ladies there said she had been looking for a protein shake supplement, but all the other ones she tasted like poop. I'm not sure how she knows what that tasted like. You tell me. But anyways, I love products that you can demonstrate. Actually, I think I have some here. Because once you get someone into NeoLife, right, there's so much more that we can offer them. Maybe they get on Pro Vitality, a breakfast pack. But then, doesn't everybody need to clean their house? Well, who uses Super 10? I hope everybody. Well, because I learned this from Algis and Vitalia. Just one bottle of Super 10 can make all this. I think these kind of examples really make an impact when we're sharing the products, because we see the value for money. We'll just ignore that one. I also love Betazyme. Do you guys like Betazyme? So, actually the other day, maybe 2 weeks ago, I shared this with our world team already, but I was in San Francisco with one of my friends, and then she had invited some of her friends too, so they were new friends of mine. There was about 6 girls, and we went to dinner at Pier 23. Have you been there? On the Embarcadero. It was nice, but unhealthy food. It's like a lot of fried seafood, that kind of stuff. So I brought a pocket full of Betazyme, passed them out. And so I told them what it was. It's like, it's gonna help you digest. Just trust me, in the morning you're gonna feel great. It's made from all natural things like enzymes from papaya seeds. So 4 out of the 6 took it. We stayed in the same condo that night. Then in the morning, I hear coming down the hallway, this one girl was like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." I thought she was throwing up because she had such an upset stomach. She was making all these gross burp sounds. She did not take the Betazyme. And there was another one who was like, "Oh man, I don't feel good this morning." The other one that didn't take it. And then the other 4, guess what they said? They're like, "Oh my goodness, wow, I feel awesome. I just had the best poop." But anyways, so when I was building my business, in 9 months, I reached world team level, and it was a lot of hard work, but it was so much fun and so rewarding. And in the first 2 months, what really stood out to me is that I had impacted more people than I would have ever thought possible in my lifetime. And that's the difference with what we do. We can work to make a living, but live to make a difference. We can impact entire families and communities and nations, and not just ourselves. And thank you for making that possible, for being a part of this mission. So, I'm also so thankful that my dad set my first goal as a big one, world team, because I think it would have been so easy to stop at senior manager or even director and not realize the real power of what we do, of building duplication. Because once you get to director, you already know how to build a business. You just show other people how to do that. And I don't focus on my business anymore, though. I focus on being a good steward of this company. But I still do probably 1 to 2 meetings a month. Not because I have to, because I love to. It's my passion. I think it's one of the most fun and rewarding things to share what we have to offer with people. And it wasn't until this past January that my dad finally did a meeting with me and my team. Over 7 years later, and I finally passed the test. It was exciting, but it was a really special experience. And he still got it. And it's really a blessing if you have a supportive upline and a strong team. And there's so many examples of that in this room, but I just want to say, don't put your future in the hands of your sponsor. You're in control. And I don't know who said this quote, but I love it. If you build your own dreams, or someone else is going to hire you to build theirs. Is that not true? Yes. If we don't take care of our own goals in life. And There's so many promoters out there with very similar stories to this that have gone on to do so much more. And what's exciting also is that if we don't have that support, we also have our incredible corporate support staff. We're so blessed to have them. I'll just say a few names, but I know I'm going to miss someone, so if I do, I'm sorry. But I want to say thank you to our support staff, to Josh, Caesar, Simon, Kevin, Clarissa, Josephine, Sheila, Donnie, Sarah, Daniel, Carla, Erica, Edwin, Midia. I don't know if I missed any. But anyways, thank you to all of you. You guys are so amazing. And it is so exciting. This gets me fired up, is to see the next generation of leaders rising up to continue this legacy, and also second generation. I mean, Cameron and Hannah, Bob Pearson, Gina and Tony, Emily. I know I'm also missing some of these, so I apologize. But for as long as God gives me on this earth, my life is dedicated to this family, and that's a promise. But I want to close by just asking one request of all of you. It's kind of a two-part request. So, do you guys agree? Do you trust me? Do you agree to say it? Okay. Well, I believe that every single person in this room is destined for more. So much more. More than we could ever dream in our own minds. God has such a plan and a purpose for each and every one of us. And so my request is that before you go to bed tonight, that you would write down your NeoLife dreams for the next 5 years. The next 5 years. And your vision for your team. So what's your next step? What do you want to be able to do, to have, and to give? Maybe you want to travel with your family, pay for your kids' education, give back to your parents, buy them a nice gift, maybe give back to your church or your community. What do you want to be able to do, to have, to give? And then, this is part 2. I want every single person in here to get pregnant. I think one of the most beautiful things in the world is when a woman is pregnant. And when she has this precious little life inside of her. And you just see that, and she's glowing, and you just gravitate towards it, and you just want to rub that belly. But don't worry, ladies. I resist the urge. I know not everybody likes to have their bellies rubbed. And you just pick up on that radiant energy. And so I believe that as a NeoLife family, we all need to get pregnant, but pregnant with a vision. A vision that is so powerful and contagious that people just gravitate towards it and want to rub our vision bellies. A vision to end the trend of poor health and poverty. A vision that just speaks into the lives of families, giving them hope for a better life and a better future. And so I just want to say, as a family, I'm so excited to get to spend the rest of this time here with you at convention and get to party tonight at the gala. You have your hippie outfits ready? Peace, love, and NeoLife. But when we go home, just know that the best is yet to come. And so thank you all. God bless you guys.